Everything is energy, resonating at a frequency, whether that be high vibration or low vibration, or somewhere in the middle, created with intent through consciousness. And this can be classified by way of a word called density. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to talk about density as it relates to consciousness. First, density is an inanimate object. It is, but it doesn't know that it is. An example of a first density is this rock. Now I know you're thinking, well, if it doesn't know that it is, how is that consciousness? Well, stick around, and when we get to seventh density, there'll be a brief explanation about that. Second density consciousness is an animated creature pretty much in survival mode. Most of the time in fight or flight mode. Second density consciousness needs to survive. It needs to eat. It needs to protect. So don't be eaten by something else. And it wants to reproduce. Second density consciousness is capable of relaxing if it notices there's no immediate danger. An example of a second density consciousness is this creature here and this creature here. Third density consciousness encompasses most human beings. Third density has the same things as second density, so survive, eat, protect, so we were not killed, reproduce. The big difference is third density consciousness, humanity has the addition of an ego designed to keep us heavily weighted to the planet Earth. We have this illusion of extreme separation. I, me, mine. Fourth density consciousness has everything that the third density consciousness has, except the recognition that the ego is there and is sometimes a problem. Recognition that, wow, I behaved in this manner and maybe the ego caused me to do that. I can make a modification and that won't happen again. Also, recognition of one's spiritual essence, their immortal spiritual being, recognizing that, oh, I'm much more than this body. I shall exist forever is quite liberating to know this is just a small experience. Fourth density consciousness are these things. Fifth density consciousness, one can take that ego that one recognized in the fourth density, actually pull it out and send it to its room. Out you go. This is difficult to do, but it can be done. And once that is done, it is much easier to love one another. This is what Jesus was saying. This is what the Buddha was trying to say. Love one another, even if their skin color is different. Love one another, even if they are sick or lame. Love one another, even if they are poor or a beggar. Love one another, even if they have done you wrong. The easiest way to do that is to detach from the ego. This is what Jesus and the Buddha were trying to do. Elevate the level of consciousness out of the heavily weighted third density, get us into fourth, maybe even fifth, and love one another. A sixth density consciousness doesn't necessarily require a biological body, although it can. A sixth density consciousness, one is able to help other people be in a mode where you can provide options and different paths. These are the things of spirit guides, you could call them, or angels that happen to be at the right place at the right time to save someone or to help them cross over. An example of a sixth density consciousness is this white light orb creating a crop circle. Seventh density consciousness is the consciousness of creation. The consciousness that takes source energy, decelerates it down in a descension process to create things like fire, air, the gases, water and all the fluids, biological life forms. Seventh density consciousness is the consciousness of creation. It is the creation that created these rocks from consciousness. That is why in the beginning I said that a rock came from consciousness, because it started as source energy with a seventh density consciousness decelerating it down into a lower energy, solid matter. Eighth density consciousness is source energy. All of the source energy is at a highest vibration, far higher a vibration than light. That consciousness is the divine creator consciousness. That consciousness is all of the good you've ever imagined, and all of the bad or things you think are dark that you've ever imagined. It's everything. I explain these different densities because in future videos I'm going to be talking about third density, fourth density, etc. And if you're following me, I'd like you to know what I'm talking about. Thanks for watching.